Alrighty, real ones will know just from the time of year and, well, the state of my bed. This, I'm not gonna lie, is my least favorite video to film, and I legitimately just went through a crisis like 5 minutes ago about whether I should actually film it, but I feel like a lot of people love this video, so we're gonna do it. We are trying on and just kind of like rating, talking through all the things I crocheted and knit this year. It kind of was a long year, and a lot of the things that I really loved that I made, I didn't even realize were within the calendar year, so let's get into it. Also, I am probably just gonna keep my bangs in this roller because the main reason I hate filming this is it's so overstimulating. I hate changing. Like, this is why I hate shopping. So I'm not gonna try to like look good in this. My hair is gonna be messed up, my face is gonna be oily. This is just part of the process. So our first piece is this green crochet dress. I originally made a short version of it in my Bali vlog, but I didn't have enough yarn. So then later in my finishing my abandoned projects video, I ended up turning it into like a full-length dress. Now, the way I'm wearing it right now is a bit scandalocious. I'm also gonna preface that I'm not gonna do the best job of styling these pieces or wearing them with the right undergarments because I'm lazy, but this is something I would normally wear like over a swimsuit. And I remember kind of regretting the fact that I made it long because I thought it didn't like skim the curves that well, but it's actually kind of a hot dress now that I'm looking at it. My favorite part is the open back. Like, look how stunning that is. My back is like one of my favorite parts of my body, so if I, you know, have to show something off, it's usually gonna be that. I mean, this would be nice if you're doing something beachy, but also a little bit dressier, like, I don't know, dinner on the beach, something like that. I'm going to Cancun for the holidays with my parents, so I need to remember to bring this. This is the Hobby Friends Cotton 8/6 in Eucalyptus, I believe. This color is sold out a lot, so I think it's a really stunning color. And I kind of regret not making it in the 8/4. Obviously, like, it moves faster in the 8/6 because it's thicker, but it is like a pretty heavy dress. I don't know, I go back and forth because the weight of it is nice, but I think it'd have a little bit more drape if I made it in the thinner cotton. Overall though, this is one that I thought was kind of a flop that upon trying on again, I'm like, I don't hate it. Okay, next in my Korea video, I crocheted this little pink ribbed balaclava. Oh god, the roller is already proving to be a mistake. I did not style my bangs today. Let's just make our best effort to ignore that. There was so much cute like winter headwear when I was in Korea last year, and I had just gotten this yarn when I was in Vietnam. So I made this little balaclava. There's like a cord running through the front so that you can like cinch it a little bit tighter. And then because I had yarn left over, I ended up making basically just like a strip so that you can, you know, have it be like a matching skinny scarf situation. Or what I liked doing was taking this, wrapping it around this kind of like balaclava portion, and then tying it into a big old cute bow. And this is actually how I ended up writing my bow bonnet pattern. For that one, the two pieces are attached, but because I was often tying the skinny scarf into a bow and people were requesting a pattern, I ended up making a version where it's all one piece. And then speaking of my bow bonnet, I ended up doing a video that I think was like how many bonnets I can crochet in a day, 24 hours, something like that. My first challenge video of the year. This is the version where it's attached. You can really like get a different look depending on whether you decide to do the scarf and how thick you make it. So unfortunately, I don't really have any of the other bonnets that I made in that video. I did like a fluffy brushed out blue one using Hobby Mohair Delight. I gave that one to my roommate. Then I did one with like this chunky hobby yarn, like multicolored. I did two colors of stripes for the hood and then two colors for the scarf. That one is actually so cute. Completely forgot I made it. And I was like, wait, I kind of want to do this like two color way striped situation again because I thought it was so fun and looked so much like something you would see in like an overpriced gift store. And then I did like the silver balaclava, kind of like a knight's helmet for Meg. And then I did, I don't remember what other ones I did. This one wasn't in that video. This was kind of the prototype I made when I was writing the pattern. And so for this, I just opted for like a very long but skinny one. This one I predominantly wear just like in a little bow because the scarf is a little bit too thin to like do that. Honestly, the way I usually wear it is just with the strips down or like this, because something about bonnets and like it cinching really tightly here, I start to look like a baby. And yeah, but this I used a weird knitter's yarn. I don't remember which one, but I'll try to link all the yarns that I mentioned down below. I think this like green color is so cute, although from the back, when you see the green, I sometimes feel like I look like a turtle. Oh, okay, now I remember. I did two other versions of the bonnet. One was like that orange and white speckled one, and then one I used the Arcane Fiberworks yarn. Wow, I made a lot of these bonnets. But this was definitely a pattern where I was like, guys, why do you need this? And now it's like my best-selling pattern. And I just love how versatile it is. I feel like there's kind of two schools of thought with patterns. Oh god, this Velcro roller. There's like, make it super specific, tell people exactly what yarn to buy and exactly what to make. Like I've seen some bonnet patterns where it's like specifically like for a striped bonnet of these dimensions. And honestly, from a financial perspective, that would probably be more smart for me. But I'm like, if the steps to make like this balaclava versus this hooded scarf versus this bow bonnet are almost identical, like why would I not just put all the different options in one pattern? You're getting the bang for your buck, guys. I know so many people who've used the same, what is this pattern called? The same Lil Bo Peep pattern to make a bunch of different things. Okay, my next video was my crocheting amigurumi for the first time video. Neither of them are with me. They're back with my mom in our California home. I made like a really cute little sky blue giraffe and then like a little teddy bear. I didn't bring them here because like I'm not a big stuffed animal person. I have Cupie, my 5-pound weighted stuffed elephant, and he's really all I need, my son. Next video was, the custom bachelorette dress that I made for Emily. Obviously, I don't have that. Emily has it. Honestly, like that's probably, it's hard to rank, but I think that might be my favorite piece that I made this year. I just think it's so sick. It was so perfect for like the setting and the occasion, and it was so unique. Wait, now that I'm saying that, I definitely skipped. Oh, another thing that I made for a friend was that sweater that I crocheted for my friend Josh. That shit took actually forever. I used, for both of those projects, Em's dress and Josh's sweater, I used the Friends Cotton 84 from Hobby. For Josh's sweater, I used this pattern. I think it's called the Hurricane Mesh pattern. But instead of making it in one color, I just did random color changes with the red. I also gave it a little bit more of like a balloon sleeve that cinches at the bottom. And I have seen so many people recreate like that exact sweater and that exact color combo. I think that's an example where you can really like take a pattern that has an existing look and make it completely different just based on like your color and material choices. Okay, and then the next video was me crocheting this like freeform blob top when I was in Mexico City with Meg. We went last, I think it was like either late Jan or early Feb to escape the cold. And honestly, we're like planning another trip this year because it is a cold winter in New York and we're gonna need it. I used Loopy Studios like freeform crochet guide for this. Oh, I need to try it on. Wow, my brain is really not working. Okay, I'm trying to do this without flashing you, but basically like it's a one shoulder situation. And then in the back, I have like two little knots you see that secure it. Okay, it's kind of a travesty that I haven't worn this actually. This is another one of those tops where like I kind of just wrote it off. And then when I tried on again, I'm like, wait, why did I kind of eat? I'm also gonna bring this to Cancun. I think this would be so fun to wear by the beach. I also really love that it has more of an open back. I mean, clearly y'all are picking up on the fact that I just love an open back. I think it's just like a cool project because you don't really know what you're gonna get. I think I was getting more intentional towards the end because I saw that it was becoming more of a one shoulder top. So I was like, let me make it this long to kind of like mirror that, but make this shorter so that we're still showing a little bit of skin here. I love how it contours the body, and the colorway is like super not my vibe, but I feel like I tend to like embrace different colors when I go to like a tropical destination. So this will be perfect for that. I remember I said at the end of this video that I wanted to make more of these, or even make like cool kind of blob coasters or like table setting things. Not that I ever host with table settings, but I want to revisit this. I think I just haven't felt inclined because you do kind of have to use your brain, especially if you're like trying to make a top of a certain shape. And well, I famously don't like using my brain. Next up was my t-shirt yarn bag video where I made these two bags. The patterns are from Loose Ends. I think my code Grace15 still works if you want to get 15% off on his patterns, and he now has a yarn brand as well where he sells t-shirt yarn. First I made this triangle tote. I tripled up the Hobby Friends ribbon for this, and it's a little bit too thick. I'm so back and forth on this because I could take it apart and use 2 strands and remake it, but this isn't really something I would wear anyway. And it's actually not that heavy. It's more just like kind of heavy for how empty it is. Like I feel like these bags, or like this bag in particular, is like not that functional. It's really like form over function. They always say that on Great British Bake Off when you make like a pretty cake that doesn't taste good. Or wait, no, they say style over substance. Whatever, you know what I'm getting at. It's like every time, I was gonna say every time I wear it, I've worn it one time and I got so many compliments because it is really unique and the pop of color is so cute, but then I never wore it again. And then we have the dusk bag. I doubled up the Friends ribbon for this instead, and I'm much happier with like the weight and the stretch of it. I also get asked this a lot. I do 1.5 times the size of the original dust bag pattern because I want it to be more of like a functional bag. I honestly, like I've talked about this before, I used the Friends ribbon yarn because Hobby didn't have a t-shirt yarn yet, but now they do. It's called Tessudo, but you pick from like a colored lot. Like you don't know exactly what color you're getting because it's made from recycled cotton. So it's not ideal. And then Loose Ends, you could just use his t-shirt yarn. I know my roommate has been complaining about the fact that this Friends ribbon does pill over time. So I feel like I should endorse a t-shirt yarn, but I'm not gonna lie, I really do kind of like the more fabric textile that the Friends ribbon has. It's less stiff, but you have to deal with the like string like rotating because it's not like tubular. So that part is a little bit annoying. And one of the greatest things about these bags is they're so easy to like Jane Birkinify, like decorate. I feel like a lot of other bags, I'm like, okay, I can either put on the zipper pull or attach a bag charm here. But with these, you can attach a bag charm anywhere. I actually used to have, why did I take it off? I should put it back on. I used to have like one of my chunky charm necklaces just attached right here, and I feel like it was such a fun detail. I stand by these as some of the best gifts that you can make for people. They're unique, they're functional, they're really, really fast. I can finish one of these in a day. This is one of the few things where once I finished it, people in my life were like, wait, I want one. Because normally they're just like, that's cool, because they know I'm not gonna make them a sweater. But these I have cranked out very often as gifts. And I think with like the different, I think Loose Ends has some other patterns too. With the different patterns and different color choices and like slight adjustments, you can get a bunch of super different looks. Okay, next is my watercolor brushed sweater pattern. So first I made this one. This is the OG one. And I mean, if you guys have been watching my videos recently, you know this is by far my most worn item. This is like one of the few pieces where it's not even because I made it. I just reached for it in my closet because I love it. Because I used a doubled up lace weight mohair. It's so lightweight, but so warm. So it's perfect for layering if you don't want things to get too bulky. And it's like still breathable because I did knit it a little bit more like open. I don't think this pattern gets enough love, honestly. I think I need to make some more versions and advertise it more. Because every time I wear this in a video, people are like, wait, did you make that? It's so cute. But like no one's buying the freaking pattern. I will say, a lot of this is carried by like the colorway. I think the colorway is really, really cool. And I did kind of plagiarize it from another creator because I'm famously very bad at picking color combos. Like this is just so cute. And I found because I'm really going through like a chartreuse indigo phase, it pairs so well with so many pieces in my closet. I have like my mustard Cezanne coat with a matching scarf. And I love wearing this with that coat and like these pants. Oh, and I forgot to mention, with all my sweaters, I tend to create a neckline. And I like to do that because it gives you the option to have like more of like this round neck. But you can also flip your sweater around if you want more of a high neck. I will wear it like high neck if I want to say like wear a statement necklace, for example, and I want it to like have enough room here to shine and not be slipping into my sweater. I don't know, I've really been wearing it like this way around. Not that I think anyone can tell the difference. Here we have our second version of the watercolor brush sweater. This one I like significantly less, but I weirdly feel like gets more traction online. Instead of using a doubled up lace weight mohair, I used the Hobby Mohair Delight. So it's a little bit thicker. It's more of like a sweater versus like a kind of drapey sweater like the last one. I do think the color combo is cute. I love like playing with just like a thin stripe of white between your colors. These colors are really not my style though. I don't know. This is always a thing with me. I think colors are so fun and I love working with them, but I don't love wearing them. It's fine, it is what it is. Turning it around really quickly to show you what it looks like a little bit more high-necked, which I actually think I prefer for this one. I just don't love the sizing of this one. This is an extra small, it's not the same size. The last one was a small, but this was one of the ones I made while I was prototyping it, and I do think it's like a little bit too short. The sleeves could be a little longer. I don't know. I should probably sell this because it's something I really don't see myself wearing, but I just wanted to show that like you can get more of like a fitted look out of this pattern. I would say make your usual size if you want the oversized fit, and then like size down if you want more of like a slim fit like this. But it's a super beginner friendly pattern. Like I think a lot of my pattern testers, it was like the first knit pattern they ever test. You're not like doing any ribbing, any like short rows or anything. It's a pretty straightforward sweater construction. I think my favorite part of it is just brushing it out to make it fuzzy. I think that's like not the biggest differentiator, but it's kind of the reason I like made these sweaters at all. It's because I wanted to brush things out and have them be fuzzy. There are brands that sell the fuzzy sweaters, but I think that's like the one thing that's a little bit harder to find in store. Next video was me knitting that Dune inspired Coachella look for Mar, the matching cowl neck, kind of like headpiece thing, and the skirt. That set was so stunning. And the number of hours it took to like put all those gold jump rings in it. And it was a very subtle touch, but like in person in the sun, the way it glistened was so stunning. Yeah, I put it in my suitcase when I went to Morocco because I wanted to shoot it there because it would have looked amazing. And then I had my whole like stuff getting stolen out of my bag saga. I actually don't know which video I tell the story, but yeah, there's a whole story time related to that. So that set's now gone, and I actually had forgotten about it, and I'm being reminded that that set is gone, and I'm sad. That was another project where I used the Hobby Friends 84 cotton. I use that shit all the time. Don't know if you're getting that. Next, I did my how many sweaters I can crochet in a week video using my Easy Breezy sweater pattern. That's like a crochet pattern. Again, probably would be better for my business if I made it more specific, but it is kind of like a general guide to sweater construction that's very beginner friendly. I think it's like great for if you've like mostly crocheted accessories and you want to do a wearable for the first time. But I didn't really have a lot of examples of that sweater, so I mostly did that video just to like show you all the different versions you can make. So the first one, I used the Hobby Mohair Delight and then brushed it out. It's looking pretty fucked up right now, I'm not gonna lie, because it's been like rolled up in a suitcase for a year, so the fuzziness is really matted down. I definitely need to give this like a fresh brush with my pet brush. This one's kind of similar to the last one in the sense that it's quite thick and it's a little bit more fitted, although I like the fit of this one a little bit better. Like the length is less cropped as well as the sleeves. Wow, this fur is really not looking so cute right now. I think where I kind of went wrong with this, and this is like kind of weird about the Hobby Mohair Delight yarn, I think some colors of it, when you brush it out, it like has like white streaks. Let me try and show you. So like this blue, when you brush it out, I think some of the like white strands sort of come out of the yarn. And so I don't love that because it doesn't really create the kind of fluffiness I was necessarily going for. It's obviously still really cute, and I always like brushing out crochet things because I don't always love the look of crochet stitches unless it's like an actual like motif and you're using a really thin thing. For chunky stuff, I don't really like seeing the stitches. So I brushed this out like less to make it super fluffy and more so just to kind of like make it a smoother textile, if that makes sense. This is also similar to the last one in the sense that it's too warm. Like this is not a sweater I can wear indoors. It's awesome because I can wear this and a really light coat and I'll be warm in the winter. But then when I get indoors, I'm like, I need to take off all my clothing literally right now. The second Easy Breezy sweater I made, guys, I don't even want to show this one. This one is a flop. I always get questions about making like a full length version of my crochet mohair bolero. And that's what I was going for with this one. I think I shouldn't have made the neckline. I should have just made it a high neck sweater so that there wasn't like many rows of the thick yarn at the top. Because I feel like it's almost giving like shoulder pads. How do I explain this? The mohair bolero is constructed in a raglan way where it starts with like the kind of like thick yarn around your neck, and then it builds out this way. And then I built this one bottom up, just like following the pattern. But I think the best way to get this look is actually to do the raglan and then like work down, like work it top to bottom instead of bottom to top, basically. I think there still is a way to follow the pattern to make this cool, but I don't know, I don't love the top. And wait, I need to try it on, guys. I keep forgetting. It's because I don't want to change and I just want to hold things up and show you like this. Okay, I'm just gonna cover my boobs. I have like my nipple covers on, but I'm too lazy to put on an actual bra. That's the other thing. I don't know what to wear under this because the way I constructed it, like normally it makes more sense to have the thick yarn kind of go across this boob area, but the boob area is sitting squarely in the like lace weight mesh stripe. I just think like obviously the sleeves are so beautiful. This is kind of why I made this design a bolero, because I think the texture and the textile is so cool. But as soon as you put that over your body, it gets more tricky because it's like, what are you gonna wear under it? And I feel like wearing like a bra or a tank top can look kind of tacky. So honestly, I do love this most at the end of the day as a bolero. This is not bad. I think another reason I really turned off is just a color combo, which is so cute, by the way. I used this pink boucle that I got in Spain. It was left over from the like pink and red striped knit sweater that I made in my like knitting a sweater in one day video. And then this, what color would you call this? This like aqua green mohair I got from a follower. Her name is Macy Jane. She hand dyes yarn. I'll try to remember to link her website below. I don't know how much she's selling right now, but there's just this slight color variation in the mohair that's so beautiful. I honestly kind of regret using it because I feel like I could have really let the coloring of this yarn shine better in a different project. And like, I don't know, this is a color combo that I would see on Pinterest and be like, that's so cute. But now that I've made it and it's on my body, I'm like, what is this? Okay, I'm realizing I really do love pairing like this light pink with this kind of greenish color. I didn't know I made two of this color combo. I think it's because these are two colors that I gravitate towards often separately when I'm buying yarn. And then I don't know, I guess I just end up putting them together. Okay, I put my bangs back in bang prison because they're starting to re-emerge. This was the third sweater that I made, and honestly I should wear this one more. It's actually like really cute. I just used the We Are Knitters Touch Me Mohair and then the Karen Latte Cake for like the thicker yarn. And I love the like mesh look with the boot band. This is like a much more practical application of like using a lace weight mohair for a kind of see-through textile. And I also love that I opted for more of like a high and wide neckline for this one. I don't know, it just like is very classy and expensive looking to me. Honestly, the reason I don't wear this is it's also a little bit too warm. I don't know, this is my thing with crochet sweaters. Like a crochet textile is much thicker than a knit textile. And I feel like that's why for thicker yarns, I'm pretty much exclusively knitting them, because a crochet thick yarn, unless it's like a bonnet, it's just like, it's a lot to have on your body. And I don't think, I like thin breathable layers because I have really poor temperature regulation. If I come in from outside, I will be like sweating and then I have to take off the sweater. And then I'm cold, I put the sweater back on and it's too hot. What was the next thing I made? Oh, then it was my finishing my abandoned crochet projects video. I think I had three projects in that. The first one was lengthening that green mesh dress I showed you earlier. The second one was actually finishing this cupcake ruffle top. I have a pattern for this. I had literally finished everything the year prior, like 2024, except like I just hadn't finished the straps, which is so dumb because that part takes like 3 seconds. So this top is actually reversible. You could wear it like this with the opening in the front. I just did a little knit mohair I-cord bow right here. I really should be showing it to you with the matching skirt. This is my cupcake ruffle skirt. I only came up with the top pattern to go with the skirt. Super flouncy, super cute. I don't want to try it on because altogether now I'm lazy. But this is making me realize that I actually would be much more likely to wear the top just with like a pair of jeans than wear the whole set. The whole set is like girliness overload. Here's how it looks flipped around. So you can see the opening is now in the back, which is actually really nice for back ventilation. And I totally forgot about this. I need to put it on my project ideas for 2026. But I really want to do like, imagine this top, but it just like continues all the way, like a full length dress. I think that would be so gorgeous and so like, just like a really cool statement piece. For this, I use the Weird Wonders Touch Me Mohair in like salmon, I think. And then this thicker yarn is the Red Heart brushed yarn, I want to say. You basically just need like a lace weight yarn and then like a thicker yarn for the ruffles. I go back and forth between like, should I try and style this for real, or should I try and make this top or like the skirt in a color I'd actually wear, or should I just accept that like the cutesy ruffle thing is not really my vibe. Now, the third and last project from that video was this green mohair halter that I started knitting when I was in Europe, and then I finally finished it. I just added this gold ring right here. Because I wanted this to cinch a little bit more, and I don't think I cinched it enough with how I constructed it. But also, I think it's like a fun detail, and I think it looks better to have this like cinch versus have it just go in and become skinny. Does that make sense? I did like a really long string in the back so that you can have that bow. My original inspo actually had like a really long strip so that you could like even wrap it around the front and wear it like a skinny scarf or wear it like a bow. I don't know why, but I just like didn't end up vibing with that. I think I feel weird about like how wide this area of my body is. So I just prefer to have the bow in the back, and you can switch this out for like a silver ring, or even if you have, I have like a silver, guys, this is why I can't do the long videos. Silver hair cuff that I also have put here. I actually get like a lot of compliments on this, and I said I'd write a pattern for it. It's on the list. I think I just feel like the short rows and the bust shaping is so important. And of course I'm gonna get testers, but it's like really hard for me to feel like I'm writing the pattern correctly when like I have no boobs. I don't think I know a lot about dressing a larger body if it's not like a drapey silhouette. And I'm just really scared of like making a pattern inclusive. Like the larger sizes don't actually look good. But I use the Katia Ingenua yarn. It is a little bit of a weather confused top because it's quite warm, but it's like a summer silhouette. So I think if I were to make another version of this, oh God, I think I did start another version of this. I don't even know where it is. I use cotton because it makes a little bit more sense. But I do think a big reason I get compliments on this is because it's a fuzzy halter, which is a little bit more unique. Oh my gosh, I'm so hungry. I forgot to eat before I filmed this, but the sun now sets at like 3 p.m. here. So I'm like, you know, trying to finish this while I can still see me. The next video was knitting the cloud cardigan for my sister. Obviously don't have that, it's in Chicago. I don't think she's ever worn it, so honestly I might take that back because, well, I also wouldn't wear it, so I shouldn't say that. Okay, the video after that, this is the vest that I theoretically crocheted for Lewis Hamilton. I was inspired by these really cool like cutout men's vests that I've been seeing on Pinterest. I just regret making this in red, but I think this is actually like a really cool piece. Or I don't regret making it in red. I think the red cutout version would look awesome on Lewis Hamilton, but like I didn't really think about the much more like the reality of like me holding on to it. I am going to attempt to style this for real in the way that I would if I were to actually wear it. So I'm gonna put it on just like over a simple white button up because obviously I am not going to be naked under this vest unless I want to have a whole breast out. Okay, see, like this is actually quite cool. The fact that it's red is really giving more like Harlequin, Queen of Hearts vibes than I necessarily wanted. But if this were like black or even like another bright color, maybe not. If it were black, I think this would be such a cool piece to style. And this is still a cool outfit. Like I like red, white, and blue together if it's like a dark enough red and a dark enough blue. But I don't know, this outfit is fine, but you guys know like I wouldn't go out in the street like this. So I'm not really sure what to do with this vest thing, but it also was low-key really, really hard to make. So I feel emotionally attached trying to part with it. Oh, and I used the Hobby Friends Cotton 84 for this. Shocker! Next project, oh my gosh, was my Lily Lace filet crochet top. In hindsight, this is a crazy first filet crochet project to do. Okay, don't flame me for this, but I am genuinely worried about the sun setting and I don't have time to button this up, so I'm just gonna show the top to you like this. I think the shape is so stunning. And I really made this because I think this cut in particular looks really good on women like me who maybe don't have huge boobs but have wider shoulders. Like, I love that I have the ability to make this a little bit further out. The reason I'm not closing it in the back is because it's a bunch of little pearl buttons. I am able to do them up on my own. I just, it does take a second, and it's time that I don't have. While I have the top on, I wanted to show you the matching shorts I ended up making. I always use the Hobby Rainbow lace for my filet crochet, and I just doubled it up for the shorts. This is my micro shorts pattern, but instead of the normal like thin ribbing, I did a really long panel of ribbing so that it like folds over like this. I also have elastic crocheted onto the inside, just like elastic thread, so that like this, you know, stays taut, because when it comes to micro shorts, you want them to like, I don't know, things tend to like ride up my ass crack if I don't cinch them to like be exactly where I want them to be. My favorite thing about my shorts pattern, I feel like I sound like a broken record, but I can make it really mini in the front and then add like a ton of length in the back so that my coochie and my ass cheeks aren't hanging out. Because every time I try to get like a short skirt or short shorts, literally like 85% of my ass is just out for the world to see. But this set, so cute, and I feel like very flattering for my body. Like long tight top and low waisted. This combo is like, it's that girl for this girl. Next up we have this cute little glittery cowl neck. I used some random yarn that I got in Portugal, but I think Hobby, what's it called? Cocktail? I think we have a Hobby cocktail yarn that is like silvery, glittery. I mean, I think it comes in a few different metallic colors. And that one I have heard is a lot more like soft on the skin. This one is, to be frank, quite itchy. This cowl neck is basically just a rectangle. You take like the top two corners and tie them around your neck. And then the other two corners you can either tie in the back, or in my case, I ended up doing like a little piece of chain here. And then there's like a closure right here so that I can attach the chain from one corner to the other. This is another silhouette that I feel like is just very flattering on me because I can show off my sternum. And like, you know, I don't really have boobs. This is not like, cowl necks I feel like are very much made for the itty titty girls because it drapes because there's nothing here. And then I love the open back. What can I say? I love to have my back out. I think this is like my ideal going out top. I haven't worn it going out because I haven't gone out legitimately in like well over a year, which, I mean, alcohol's not good for you, but I should leave my house a little bit more in my 20s maybe. Honestly though, I think this might be like second place to my watercolor brushed knit sweater in terms of pieces that I reach for. Obviously I don't wear it very often because this is not like a casual top, but it's one of the few pieces where I'm like, I'm holding on to this, not because I made it, not because it has any sentimental value, but because I actually just like the piece of clothing and I want to wear it and I feel good in it. This is my other power silhouette. It's like a low back cowl neck situation. Just a lot of sternum and a lot of back. That's how I like it. Okay, next top is my diagonal cutout top. So the tea with this is that I made that like mohair diagonal cutout top with the Chinese buttons. Oh God, a year ago, over a year ago? I can't keep track of time. I made it on my China trip, but I go to China the same time every single year. I think it was last year, 2024. And I was getting so many requests for a pattern, but I ended up finding that Silly Hands, who's an amazing creator that you should check out. There is a Silly Hands, I think it's called Slice Me Up top pattern, that is a gorgeous knit pattern. It's not identical to this, but it's like very, very similar to the point where like, I think it'd be silly for me to try and write it. I also read it and like, it's so well written. Like you can use any yarn. It's like made to measure. There's a long sleeve version. I know that version has ribbing, which like my roommate was saying she doesn't like, but I feel like you could easily adjust it so that there isn't ribbing. So then I decided to make a crochet version. And I know this is looking kind of slay right now, but in my mind, I made it with the really stiff yarn. Not really stiff, but like this is Hobby Friends Cotton 8.4. Let's all pretend to be shocked. Actually, this might be the rainbow cotton, whatever. And I was like, oh, I want it to be stiff because the issue I was having with my knit version was that I was starting to stretch out, right? But then I think too stiff is also a problem because this really is like a body contouring piece. I fucked up. I like did a pattern test, had a bunch of applicants, and then was like, never mind. This isn't ready to be released. So then I just never contacted anyone. I will do another pattern test when I like rewrite this pattern, but I want to make a few more versions, maybe use some like softer yarn, like some wool, And I also want to, I don't know, you can see there's like some weird flaring around here because it is like a less stretchy fabric. So I want to figure out a way to like maybe decrease along these edges or something so that things just lie a little bit more flat. But the blue with the yellow buttons is so freaking cute. And I do get like hella compliments every time I wear it. I am kind of skipping ahead here, but I wanted to show you this top with these shorts. This is also my micro shorts pattern, but I held a strand of this cotton with the soft lash from Hobby. It's like a little fuzzy thread, and then it made this super fuzzy pair. The color isn't identical because the soft lash yarn is like a little bit of a different shade of blue, but I think they're still so cute together. Like, again, I love a tight top and then more of like a low-waisted, hip accentuating bottom. Once again, you can see there's way more coverage in the back. Whoa, my butt looks crazy when there's like that much fuzz on it. I don't really feel like I need more volume there. And this also has elastic in the waist so that I can wear it, you know, higher waisted, lower waisted. I'm so good at like making stuff for myself. Like I feel like this top kind of has like a slight push-up effect, and with the cutout, it's really making me look like the girls are kind of girling, but the girls low-key don't exist, so I don't even know how they're girling. Okay, the next project, oh, it was the cream version of my filet crochet top. I wanted to make another version when I was writing the pattern, and I mean it's basically the same, but instead of the buttons in the back I just have like a lace up. So with the cream version, I would say the design is definitely less obvious because you don't have the contrast between the dark green and my skin tone, but I do feel like it's a little bit more of like an everyday top. Like I think just because it's cream it feels more of like a basic, and I think it's just a cool top, and if you see the flower you do, and if you don't, it's just a cool top. And I kind of do prefer the lace up detailing because once again, I love an open back, and I do think it's just a little bit better for like contouring the body. You don't want to like tie it super, super tight the way you do for like a normal corset because then it will really warp the design. But it's more convenient. It's easier to put on. And I think if you do like a wider corset, like I used to really hate lace-ups on tops, but I think if you make it wider and you show more of like an open back, it can look, I don't know, more elevated and less like random and like you just didn't want to deal with buttons. I'm honestly sad that this pattern doesn't get more sales. I think filet crochet is just very intimidating to some people, but it really is just, it uses a double crochet. It's not that hard. It does take longer, but I think it's really, really rewarding, and I just wish more people would try it because I haven't seen that many examples of people making it and tagging me, but when they do, it's always like so freaking stunning. And this is an insane top for someone to be like, oh my gosh, where'd you get it? And you say that you made it. Next video was me crocheting shorts for a week. I crashed out in that video and swore off doing multi-project videos, even though I did proceed to do more multi-project videos. I already showed you the first 2 pairs of shorts I made in that video. It was like the fuzzy blue ones and then the dark green ones. The last pair is this kind of Scandi one. I wanted to show people, I think like I advertised my micro short pattern as a micro short pattern, but once again, it's very customizable and you can absolutely make like a more loose full coverage pair of shorts. I also had a guy use the pattern to basically make like men's shorts. Like a normal short is just a micro short without the part where you add the length in the back. So it's, if anything, much easier and much more straightforward. And I didn't think I was gonna love these as much as I do. I'm not styling it very well here, but I've worn it with like a big t-shirt that's cream and red, and that was really cute with like tall boots. And then I've also worn it with like a little cream halter. I don't know, I think this is just a very satisfying color combo, the red and cream stripes. And they're so insanely comfy. They're perfect for like the beach to just throw on over a swimsuit. I was gonna say that I should make more, but I do think I really love this because of the colorway. I'm not sure I need another pair. Maybe like a plain cream pair would be nice. My mind's just like really not in a summer place. Like I've been trying to think about what to bring to Cancun and my brain just, it's been so cold here. All I can think about is sweaters. Oh, and I use the Hobby Friends cotton, Hobby Friends cotton made for. I swear this isn't a hobby ad, but listen, I use a lot of their yarn. Oh, if you do buy from them, please use the links down below because those are commission links. Okay, next video was my New Mexico vlog. That vlog honestly holds such a special place in my heart because I don't know, it was just cute. It was a cute trip, and it was such a like touch grass, nature, friendship kind of trip that like I really, really needed at that time. I ended up making this set, which let me just put it on. God, these colors are so beautiful. Like whoever made this yarn is so big brain, because I wish I could put these colors together. I just think self-striping yarns are so, I was gonna say so thick, so sick and kind of mind-blowing. Like I love the little bits of white in between the colors too, to, I don't know, give it some separation and some contrast. And it's just, it's so like desert sunset, beach sunset. It feels like wearing nothing because it's like a really open knit. So it's like very see-through, very breathable, definitely like a beach cover-up kind of situation. It's like a cotton, so it's really great for summer. I think it's the Katia Infinity Cotton, something like that. Our next video, oh my gosh, it's my beaded poncho. I'm so sad that I made this like right before it got cold. I need to make sure I bring it out into rotation for spring. I was gonna say summer, but the fact that it's mohair means it is a little bit more of like a spring fall piece. But this was my first beaded piece. I used the Home Wear at Sea colorway from Handmade. They're like a small business Asian yarn dyer with the most insanely beautiful colorways. And I just love the drape of this, and it was so easy and so fast, legit. Just two rectangles that you seam together at the top and a little bit on the sides if you want to. And I think the diagonal way of wearing it is just so pretty. I wore it with like my handkerchief cream skirt, and I was just feeling like a boho princess. I don't know, I definitely want to make more of these and maybe use like a cotton so it is like truly summer appropriate. It's just so pretty, and it's kind of like, it's kind of comfy to wear. Like it's so soft, and I like the sounds that it makes, like all the beads clanging. It's up there with like my top 5 of things that I love to wear and pieces that I actually want. I do kind of wish that I hadn't done as many brown beads, because I'm not gonna lie, it does kind of look like dirt or like weird little bugs sometimes, but I don't know, at the same time, if I did all the buttons in the same color, like you wouldn't see them. Buttons, beads. I'm glad we're getting towards the end of this video. I can't talk. Okay, home stretch. Next is none other than my Thekla polo. I used the Hobby Merino Light, and I used under 5 balls of yarn. You know how much that is? $40 of yarn. And the Thekla polo pattern was free. So if you're trying to knit on a budget, you need to check out Hobby's Merino. And this pattern, this free pattern, came out with like a collection of other free patterns. So if you want to do like a slightly more advanced knitting project, I would check those out. I mean, not all of them are like big wearables like this. They're also accessories, but there's like some really pretty color work and the patterns they came out with. The adjustments that I made to the pattern, they had like little elbow patch things I didn't end up doing. Theirs is also purl side out. I did knit side out, and I made the size too big. Everyone was like, oh, so it's not too big because look, you're wearing it. No, it is too big. I wish I made it a little bit smaller, but it is what it is. It at least does make it like very, very comfy. It's just like very thin. It has a nice drape to it, but it's merino, so it's still warm. Y'all get the gist. I just love thin, drapey things that are still warm. Oh, and look how perfectly my nails right now match. I'm clearly having a moment with the light blue and the dark brown. I wore this with like light wash jeans and a little brown skirt to kind of match the colorway. And I took some photos of it in the snow actually when I was upstate. I'm obsessed with that outfit. I love skirt over pants. I normally do like monochromatic skirt over pants, but I think like tying in both the colors like that was just really cute, and it made me feel better about the fact that it's kind of like big and long, you know, because it like draped perfectly over like a little mini skirt. I don't know. I was like really crashing out when I finished this one because it truly, I think, is the most time-consuming project I've ever worked on in my entire life. But I've grown to love it. I'm quite happy with how it turned out. The random changes in stripe width were just to accommodate a mistake in the beginning, but I'm really happy I did it because I think it makes it way more interesting than like a normal striped polo. Okay, video after this was that gorgeous Pegasus tapestry that I made for Meg. I finally got to give it to her. I can't wait to see it in her apartment. It turned out so stunning, and I was a little bit bored when I was making it because it is just like a square. But once I finished it, I was like, whoa, like doing a complex filet crochet design, it really scratches an itch in my brain to just like see this like image appear, you know? I used the Aunt Lydia's cotton for that from Michaels. So if you do want to buy your yarn like in person, that's a good option. I don't think it's as soft or comfortable on the skin for wearables, but I do think the stiffness actually makes it really great for like more home decor items. And then last up, I'm gonna change just to give a more blank base. My bangs don't look good, but I had to take them out of the roller for this part, okay? So just, there's no need to discuss it. So the first gift idea is this fuzzy version of my bow bonnet. I've obviously made a fuzzy version, but for this one, I held the Hobby Jade yarn with the Hobby Soft Lash, again, that fuzzy thread. And then I also brush it out. And I think this is like maximum fuzziness that you can get from crochet. Like, it's literally so fun to pet myself, and I get so many compliments on this because it's not just like a slight halo of fuzziness like you get when you brush like a knit mohair. It's legit like I was about to say I'm a furry. I'm not a furry, but it's giving like stuffed animal, and I just feel like it's so cute for the like fashion forward girlies. I made these hand warmers to match. I say these, but I can't find where the other one went. I regret making these a little bit too short. This is somehow always an issue with me. My hand warmers just end up kind of short, but normally my jacket has longer sleeves, so it's fine. And these as a set is just so freaking cute. I wore this like with my red, not mine, I rented it, but a red Sandy Lang puffer when I was upstate in New York, and like took photos in the gondola and in the snow, and it was so cute. It was so cute. This was supposed to be a gift for someone. And I ended up keeping it because I love it so much. And I also have the soft lash yarn in like a butter yellow. So it could be cute to do the same thing in a butter yellow. Although I might have to give that, I don't know. I feel like, does butter yellow look weird? I was gonna say, does it look weird with black hair? But then on blonde hair, it might be even weirder. Or like a striped fuzzy. Oh my gosh, that would be really, really cute. Next in that video, I made this little skinny scarf. It wasn't supposed to be a skinny scarf. I did a slip stitch border so that it wouldn't curl, and it still curled, which is fine, but I would have made it a little bit skinnier if I knew it was gonna be a skinny scarf, but it's chill, everything's chill. This Katia yarn that I used, what is it called? Hello Concept, I think. It's so soft. I say this, like not exaggerating, I think is the softest yarn I have ever touched in my life. And it's a merino, so really great for wearables. The color is just so pretty. I think this is like the only piece where I would wear this colorway because it's like a pastel version of like the rainbow. But weirdly, in this format, I actually think it's so cute and not that hard to style. I really want to make more striped skinny scarves. The reason I don't is because they're honestly boring AF. And this is like a self-striping yarn, but like doing the stripes yourself sounds like a fucking bitch. But I see them all the time with like really sick outfits on Pinterest. I've mentioned this, but I'm having a moment with Pinterest. And I've honestly been pinning more outfits than I have been crocheting at inspo. And so many of them have these freaking skinny scarves. And then last project from that video is my butter yellow dusk bag. This is for my manager, Lucia. I was supposed to give it to her at the holiday party for my agency in New York because she was here. But then I ended up bailing because I wasn't feeling well. So now I have to like ship it to her or something because I'm not really going home for the holidays, like back to California this year. But it's so freaking cute. Lucia has like the most colorful style. I wish she crocheted and knit because she has like the perfect style for like crochet and knit wearables and accessories. But this is gonna look so cute with her wardrobe. I honestly want to find some bag charms to put on it and decorate it before I give it to her. And I did use a loose ends t-shirt yarn for this. You're supposed to double it. I used a single strand, and once again I sized up the bag a little bit just because I don't like the bag to get too heavy because I'm the type of person who's actually carrying a ton of shit in their bag, and I'm like, I don't want a bag that's already heavy because it's about to get heavier. I don't know, guys. Normally when I film this video, it makes me go, wow, I made more this year than I realized. And I'm like really happy with the things I made. But it's not that I'm not happy, but I think in previous years, I was a lot less intentional about the things I made. And so a lot of the stuff I was like, it just really didn't turn out how I wanted it to. And then when I revisited it, I was like, oh, this isn't so bad. But this year, because I did my project planning video at the beginning of 2025, I think a lot of the stuff I made was like things that I wanted to make. So I was more happy with it at the time that I made it. And so I'm not having this like rediscovery of my love for it. It's more just like, yeah, this is cute, which I already knew. I actually kind of rediscovered some hatred. I didn't love my crochet sweaters. Sorry, I'm like going through this whole thought process because I have much better sales for crochet patterns and knit patterns. I think more of you crochet than knit, but I just like my knit sweaters so much more. But I don't know that there's much that I can do about it. I think I just like knit more. So all I can think of is coming out with crochet patterns using like very, very thin yarn to create a knit type textile. Oh my god, I was about to say textile. Yeah, it's not that I'm not happy with what I made. It's just that I already knew I was happy with what I made. You know, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I feel like I made a lot more stuff that I actually enjoy wearing, that I find to be flattering. And I think there's a little bit less variety just because I did a better job of writing patterns this year. So obviously there's more duplicates. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, even though I feel like I intro this video by being like, I hate this and I don't want to be doing it. No, it was fine. It was much more painless than I expected. And it's always fun to look back. Like I low-key made like so many accessories this year and maybe I don't need to do that next year. Let me know what your favorites were. Let me know if there are any things where you're like, please, Grace, I need a pattern. I'm on my hands and knees begging you. And let me know what you're looking forward to making in 2026. I haven't decided if I'm going to do a 2026 project planning video yet, but if I do, I would love some ideas for that. I hope everyone I hope everyone's going into the new year in a good place. I was going into the new year last year in a really bad place, so you might not be, but even though you can get a fresh start whenever you want, it's nice to have the new year as a fresh start. So I hope you guys are excited for the new year. Thank you so much for being there for me this year and every year. This is like the first year where I was doing content like comfortably, like there wasn't as much like financial panic as there was the first year. I felt like income was at least kind of consistent. I wasn't having like month-long dry spells. And I don't feel like I have me to thank for that. I have y'all to thank for that. I really, really appreciate your support. I love getting your messages about how my videos get you through hard times. I love meeting y'all in person. I just love all of you, even the ones who leave hateful comments, because you know what? You're watching the video and that's AdSense money in my pocket, babe. Okay, I'm done rambling. I need to go drink water and eat food. I will see you guys in 2026.